Thank you, Andrew. We are not surprised that the dictatorship today released its thugs against the innocent and peaceful demonstrators in the Maidan in Cairo today. Neither are we surprised of the response from the American administration. The most they said today was that they expressed regret for the attack. Regret. But you all remember what happened in Tehran a few years ago, and they absolutely condemned it in the most forceful ways. Here in Egypt, the most they can do is express regret. The signs were there. Mubarak said last night, the people have a choice. Either him or disorder or chaos. And he has taken a decision to pursue a policy of scorched earth, to leave after burning Egypt to the ground. This is his decision. And this is why we see such strong resistance on the part of its people across the country. They have given their verdict. They have given a verdict that they will not relent until they regain their independence, their freedom, their dignity, and their honor. This, without any doubt, is one of the final nails in the camp of the so-called moderates across the Middle East. The moderate camp of Egypt, Jordan, Arabia, and the Gulf states, which have kept their people under the heels of American domination and plundered their wealth for decades. It is no wonder why today they reject this form of moderation. If moderation can only result in oppression, in poverty, in indignity, and in slavery, then who should choose it? This is why they are rebelling today. They have every reason to do so. And no doubt there will be casualties. There will be much more blood to be spilled across Egypt. But the greatest casualty, no doubt, will be Israel. This will be the greatest casualty. This is why they send it. This is why they have sent messages to Europe and to Washington, urging to give Mubarak a free rein. Let him deal with his people in the bloodiest of manner. This is why they have offered their resources to Mubarak and Sulaiman, so that they can crush this popular resistance. This is the best that democracy can offer. They tell us this is the only democracy in the region. What democracy supports dictatorship?
Israeli.
You're sure right. But the signs of caution are there with the appointment of Omar Suleiman. Omar Suleiman was the individual who has taken the file of Palestine, the Palestinian desk, for the last 8 years during the Aqsa Intifada. He was there. It was under his watch that Yasser Arafat was besieged in Ramallah. It was under his watch that they staged a coup and brought in Mahmoud Abbas. It was under his watch that the siege was imposed on Gaza and the war was unleashed upon them in 2008. So it is clear that the reason they have chosen him is to preserve their interests, and it has been done with the approval of Western so-called democracies. This is the fate of Egypt. This is the tragedy of Egypt. Since 1979, it has been marginalized from its natural environment, taken out of the equation in the conflict with Israel, and denied an opportunity to support the people of Palestine. Its only achievement, the greatest achievement the Zionists have obtained since the creation of their state in Palestine is the marginalization of Egypt. This is their greatest achievement. It has brought for them political gain, economic gain, and military gain. It is through Egypt that they have been able to embroil the Palestinians in an ongoing process, a process which leads nowhere to peace. We call it a peace process. We say it is just a process without peace.
Yeah.
Since the signing of the Camp David Treaty, Egypt has refused to play a supporting role of the Palestinian people. As America supports Israel, Egypt refuses. It prefers to play the role of a mediator, carrying messages back and forth. Instead of supporting the Palestinians, as America supports Israel, the best they could do, and the best they have done in the last 3 decades, was only to be a mediator, messengers between Tel Aviv and Washington. But the most disgraceful and hurtful part of all of this is the selling of the natural gas of the Egyptian people to Israel. They sell the gas, they sell the natural gas at 1/3 of the world market price to Israel, and they charge the Egyptian people at the world market price. This is how disgraceful they have been in their treatment of their own people. And let us not speak about the military concessions they have given. They stood by when Lebanon was occupied in 1982. They stood by when it was bombed in 2006. And they stood by when Gaza was bombed in 2008. They have been taken out of the equation militarily, and this is the greatest gift that they gave to Israel. This is why the people of Egypt today, when they fight, when they resist this dictatorship, they're not doing it on their behalf only. They're doing it on behalf of all the people from the ocean to the Gulf. All the people across the region. They do it on behalf of those who want to live free in their lands, who want to have ownership of their resources, who want to make their own decisions, and who want to determine their own destiny. This is why they are on the streets today. And this is why the entire region will benefit from their success in the coming days. Thank you.